your position and the value at that, or they let you go in the free agency and someone else is going to sign you for big money. So like ultimately, I would say to every single player out there, don't sign anything longer than a 1-year deal until you get to the point where you can sign that big deal. Otherwise, it's not really worth it because they're not having a commitment to you if they're not willing to commit to you for more than 1 year of guarantees or 2 years of guarantees. Like the NFL players should fight more to collectively as a group sign contracts that are fully guaranteed. And then we wouldn't have to have these conversations about it. The problem is there's too many agents that want to look like they're resetting the market every year with average annual value. That doesn't mean squat. All that matters is guarantees. That is the only thing that matters.
Why do you got to take out agents like that? Can't they be celebrated a little bit?
Because there's only like a handful that are actually like good dudes. The rest are just kind of sleazy.
So who would be in the sleazy category if you had to?
I don't know. There's a lot. We don't need to get into it.
All right. So with that being said, Mike Evans is now a San Francisco 49er. I don't think anybody thought it would actually happen, but he feels like he's the added ingredient that's going to get San Fran over the top.
They always compete, even with the injuries last year. I think they went 13-4. I mean, I feel like they were one piece away, and I think that I'm that piece, and I look forward to coming here and improving that.
I can't imagine that San Francisco's got an easier path to get to where they want to go than Tampa Bay does coming out of the NFC South. So the idea that, he's the missing piece for the 49ers who appear like they're getting older and older. I call me skeptical, but I just don't see it with San Francisco.
Well,
I just don't.
Look, every path is different, and you're going to have to go through, two of the teams that were in the NFC Championship game this past year. But that being said, the NFC South teams were kind of battling around. So I'm not sure, either path is easy, but I would say this. He is a missing component. That's a place where receivers have been able to show out in Kyle Shanahan's system. So I like, as far as a swan song, if it's his last season or last two, I like where this could go.
Did you think he would go anywhere else other than Tampa? I thought they would have gotten a deal done.
But he's there now, and hopefully he has a great season. Man, he's a good dude. He really is a good player, good guy.
Yeah. So, and he gets to explore that side of the world and see what life is like next to a nuclear reactor.
Culture shock.
Yeah. I don't know. Listen, I've not really been to Tampa that I know of. Maybe
Tampa's awesome.
Yeah.
But yes, it'll be very different than what he'll experience.
So when he sees somebody tranked out outside the Moscone Center in San Francisco, he can just know that, this is what you got. This is where we're at with things with Mike Evans.
Yeah, I mean, look, he's not gonna have to dodge any gators, anything like that, any Burmese pythons and stuff. He won't have to deal with that, but he's gonna have to deal with Trank and some of the other stuff that's going on.
Yeah, that's the wild animal that's out there is the homeless guy on Trank.
Yeah, on crack.
Which we didn't know that was the term until Pete Prisco from Florida came out to point out to us that it's called Trank. But that is when they're frozen in time, like frozen in midair like that, it's called tranked out. I had no idea. But Prisco's full of fun facts, and he dropped another one for us at the Super Bowl in San Fran. Hour 3 is next here on FS.
We are sports.
As you know, managing maintenance, repair, and operations is never easy. But for the ones who always rise to the challenge, Grainger has your back. From professional-grade products you can count on to fast, dependable delivery, they're there to help you keep things running smoothly. Plus, their technical product specialists are here to help answer your toughest questions. And because Grainger knows safety is always a priority, they're committed to being your partner in protecting both your people and your facilities. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by.
Hey, it's Jonas Knox, and are you into video games, celebrities, or just having a good time? Then you need to get familiar with the Global Gaming League. The Global Gaming League is a new video game league with celebrity-owned teams from Howie Mandel to Flavor Flav to T-Pain, competing across everything from Call of Duty to Pac-Man. So if you want to watch your favorite celebrities battle it out, or if you play games yourself, this is your chance to be part of it. Sign up now at globalgamingleague.com. Everybody games.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center, Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
Northbound on 183 from Highway 71 to MLK Boulevard. Right now, that's a 5-minute commute. Mopac southbound from Breaker to downtown. That'll take you just 8 minutes. And we're still working this earlier accident on South 1st Street at Philco Drive. I'm Lee Rizzo with a look at your Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by True Green. True Green, the easiest way to get a golf course quality lawn. Don't wait. Sign up at truegreen.com and get your first application for $9.95. True Green, the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour. Let the pros do the work so you can enjoy your weekend. Restrictions apply. See site for details.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $200-$300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code TODAY to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code TODAY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code TODAY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Start your day with Quaker Protein Instant Oatmeal. The instant oatmeal ready to help you tackle whatever your day brings. Like wrangling your toddler into their car seat. That was fun. Coaching your 6th graders soccer team. Little girls! And carrying all the groceries in one trip. Whew. Try Quaker Protein Instant Oatmeal, granola, and bars. Great taste and a good source of protein. Quaker. Bring out the good.
Before smartphones, there was MapQuest. Before GPS, there was MapQuest. Before Google Maps, there was MapQuest. And guess what? MapQuest is back. Now on your phone. No printer required. Download the MapQuest app on the App Store or visit mapquest.com.
It's Matt and Bowen here from Las Culturistas. Celebrating 10 years of the podcast, we were joined by a very special guest, Nicole Kidman.
Download and listen on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcast.
Right now at Steel Round Rock GMC, the road to a new GMC has never been better. You get the Steel Standard, over $1,400 of protection for free, plus huge discounts, like $13,000 off 2026 GMC 1500s or $5,000 off 2026 GMC Canyons. We've also made it easier than ever to find a vehicle to fit your budget, like a 2026 GMC Sierra 1500 lease for just $249 a month, because everything we do is driven by you. Steel GMC in Round Rock. GMC, we are professional grade.
Connection is what keeps us grounded. It brings us together, lifts us up, and helps us feel our best through life's ups and downs. That belief is at the heart of 1 Million Strong, a community built around connection, belonging, and mental wellness for all. Because no matter what we're facing, when we support each other, we grow stronger together. So let's show up for one another. Join the community. Go to 1millionstrong.com to learn more and get involved. We're in this together.
What up, beautiful people? This is Bruno Mars, and this is Romantic Radio with me.
Romantic Radio with Bruno Mars.
We are live on iHeartRadio stations, taking dedications. This is my radio show. This is Romantic Radio. So we got some callers calling in.
So, you got something for me?
Do I got something for you?
Don't miss Romantic Radio with Bruno Mars in celebration of his newly released album, The Romantic.
Can't wait for y'all to hear it.
Hear it every night at 9 p.m. Eastern on the free iHeartRadio app's Love Songs Radio.
From the Audio-Visual Consultation Studios, Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, KDET AM Austin, your home for the Horns, and the #1 preset in your car. The free iHeartRadio app.
The morning kickoff. The morning kickoff.
It's the morning kickoff with Mike Hardball Hardge and the world's strongest man, WWE Hall of Famer Mark Henry, on your home for the Horns, 1300 The Zone.
Good morning, Austin, K-Town, Pflugerville, H-Town, Pearland, Most City, El Paso,
San Antonio, and Silsbee, Texas.
Or wherever you may be listening. This is a feel-good Friday edition of the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone. Texas football has some new faces and some future stars. We'll talk about that. The NFL has some big moves, and the Cowboys are making night moves. Eric Henry of Horns 247 joins us at 7:34. Zach Sim of Orange Bloods joins us at 8 a.m. And Parker Coleman of K-View talks Westlake Chaparral basketball. And, of course, what's going on the 40 acres at 8:17. Big 12 makes it right, and there's a big weekend on the 40. I am your host, Mike Hardball Hardge. My co-host is a WWE Hall of Famer and recognized as the world's strongest man. He is the Mark Henry.
Good morning, Austin.
And we've got our guy Marcus behind the boards. And if you want to be a part of the show, all you got to do is text the word Texas followed by your message to 81530. Standard data and message rates may apply. That's the word Texas followed by your message to 81530. Standard data and message rates may apply. Also, if you want to voice your opinion and get a chance to win a pair of tickets today, well, you got to stay locked in, but more importantly, you got to use that talkback feature on the new and improved and always free iHeartRadio app. We'll receive your message instantly, and if it's good, you might win. And if it's a good message, like we've been getting lately about traffic reports around here, we want to make sure that you stay locked in, and if it's good, you might hear it on air. All right, let's get into Texas football because this is another big week for them. This is the final practice of the week. Before they go on spring break, just like everybody else, they're going to take some time off and get ready for finals and all the great things that go with it. But there are some names that keep popping up over there, and one of those names is Jermaine Bishop Jr. And the thing about Jermaine Bishop, he's special. He is definitely one of those players that if you look at his history and what he's been able to do in his high school career, he is a special, special type of player. So good that one Des Bryant talked about him and said that he is a star in the making. And if you have not bought your stock in him, you kind of missing it. Because this is what he said on March the 11th. He said, most people will look at this clip and just think it's air routes. A lot of young wide receivers would do a half-blank job during this period. His attention to detail is beyond his years. His release stayed tight and stacked on the ball during the air for a defender. Practicing this stuff is going to show up in the game. I tell you, he is a very confident and never too cool to get better. Longhorns got a good one with this one.
Good Lord Almighty.
Yep.
Hey, listen, we've looked at the film. You know, I don't normally share with my wife like what I'm looking at when it comes to recruiting. When I showed her the videos and told her how many touchdowns he scored and how he scored them, she says, well, where are they going to play him? And I said, I don't know. He can play anywhere. You can play him at corner. You can play him on special teams. You can play him at wideout. He ran a lot of the hitches and jet sweeps and screens. Like the guy is going to be he's going to have an impact.
Yep, and that's why they've got him working at wide receiver right now. The more that he can do there, the better off he's going to be because he's going to be one of those guys that can do so many different things, as Mark just talked about. But you start looking around and starting to understand that Sark has some new faces that he's got to integrate into this offense.
Yeah, it's usually, it takes us about, from just a base kind of offense, it takes about a good 4 days to lay a foundation. And then you start getting into your third down, start getting into your red area in 2 minutes, and then that gets us through about halfway through spring. And then the second half of spring, now we can go back and start doing kind of the complementary things off of that foundation. And so again, we're just laying bricks right now. We're putting the foundation down, and again, a lot of new faces, right? From the quarterbacks, the running backs, the tight end, the receivers. You can go across the board, the linemen. But I do think we are pretty mature as an offensive team right now for the new faces. Transfers help that. But I would even say even our young players, like Dia is a very mature young man. Like football makes sense to him. So I think we're probably a little further along with our younger players. But again, day one. But we're going to need to add to this stuff as we go and start to lean into some ideas that we had throughout the offseason of things that we either want to get better at or want to add to the offense. But we need to learn the players too, because again, we got to make sure that we're putting our players in position to have success. And so, what do they do well, and then how do we do more of what they do well so that they can be the best players that they can be?
I like that. Yeah. I like the fact that you lay the groundwork. You don't throw a lot at everybody all at once because they're not going to get it all at once.
Right.
So to be able to divvy all that information out in a structured way means that they'll be able to absorb it.
Right.
Like take it in small biteable chunks, if you will.
Well, one of those players that is new and key to what Texas is going to do is the new tight end. He has been around, and one of the things that we have talked about when it comes to Michael Masunas is his ability to block, but yet and still he's got to be effective in the pass game. I think that they missed an opportunity last year with the transfer from Cal. I don't think we used him in the proper ways. I don't think they used the tight end position enough last year because you brought a guy in that was a great pass catcher and he wasn't part of everything. So we'll see how he uses them. But Sark talked about the new tight end and what he sees from him. But mind you, it's still early.
Well, we'll see. I'm still learning him. Again, it's the tight end position is probably the most difficult one to evaluate in non-pads. Linemen, that's what they do for a living, and they're striking people and they're learning how to block without pads, and D linemen taking on blocks. Tight ends they're running routes, they're doing all this stuff, and now you're striking people. And so give me a few days before I can really give a true, kind of gauge of kind of where he's at. Now his film tells me he's going to be a really good blocker for us. He made a nice play in the passing game today on an over route. So I think he's more than just that. But again, I think time will tell. Like I said, the tight ends are a little bit more difficult to gauge when we're in underwear.
That's what I got out of the film. Like watching him is the blocking. It just strikes you right off the bat that he puts two hands on people and he moves them. And everybody at tight end does not move you. They may get their hands on you, but you know what they try to do? They try to shield you. They try to turn their butt to the way that the person with the ball is running. This guy's trying to push you upfield into the goalpost. Like a lot of people said that he was going to be an offensive lineman. He's just fast and agile. So they made him a tight end. So I like everything that Coach Sark is saying because he mentioned what he saw on film. And what you said? You said it last week. The Underwear Olympics is not a good indicator of football players.
Right.
Because football players play in pads. And that's another thing that Coach Sark just said.
Well, the thing that I continue to look at is why we keep getting tight ends to come in and we haven't used them. Jack Indries was somebody that should have been used a lot more. I think he's going to show well at Pro Day, and I think he's going to be a good NFL tight end once he gets there. But the opportunities to stretch the field down the middle is something that can put pressure on those safeties for Arch. That's going to put some situations to where the wide receivers across the middle are going to be able to make plays. So I'm just curious to how they're going to use the tight ends this year. I know that they've looked at Amari Winston and Jordan Washington and just looked at Nick Townsend, somebody who's a beast, who they believe is going to be a special player. But how are we going to use those special players to get them the ball?
That was the thing about Sark when he came here from Alabama, is everybody talked about how he liked to throw to the tight ends, how he liked to hit the seams. And, because of the dominance of the wide receivers that he's had to get them the ball. But in a system where you have three wide receivers that can be drafted, maybe four, this is a good time to do like Cowboys did. Throw the ball to your tight end in just a mass amount of ways and let him get over.
He's got to make sure that he's
getting
winning
over
those
his-
one of those one-on-one matchups. He's got.
Yeah, he's
win
gonna
those.
get one-on-ones, and you're
Yeah.
gonna beat him most of the time.
You should. We got to see how well he runs and everything, but I just wish that the tight end position was used a little bit more in certain situations.
Especially inside the 20.
Thank you. Make sure they put up some points. We're just getting started on this Feel Good Friday edition of the Morning Kickoff. We have Eric Henry of Hardge 247 coming up at 7:34. Zach Sim of Orange Bloods at 8, and Ann Parker Coleman of K-View at 8:17. But coming up next, Kyler Murray has found a new home. But did you know that he was a Vikings fan? He'll explain right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on that iHeartRadio app.
Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone presents the Craig Way Show.
I largely put myself through college, working concerts, selling T-shirts. Never forget working AC/DC. The guy tried to steal from under the table, and I put one foot on the table, jumped over, and landed on his back. And I was like, "You don't steal from me, man!" I was all pumped up with adrenaline, and the guy stood up, and he was about 6'4", 6'5", 200-something pounds. And I'm looking at him saying, "Oh boy, what have I done?"
Join Craig Way weekdays from 2 to 5 p.m.
Don't miss the 2026 iHeartCountry Festival, Saturday, May 2nd at the Moody Center. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com.
Watch out for stop-and-go traffic northbound on I-35 between 45 Southeast Toll and William Cannon. Right now, that's about a 9 to 11-minute delay. Westbound on 290 between FM 1100 and FM 973. Slow traffic there. That'll cost you 6 to 7 minutes. I'm Lee Rizzo with a look at your Austin area traffic.
This report sponsored by Odoo.com. All your business apps in one place. Your business deserves tools to make you feel in control, not overwhelmed. With Odoo's all-in-one, easy-to-use platform, everything is together so you can focus on what matters. Start at Odoo.com today. That's ODOO.com.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
It's getting wild on the court, and Specs has the assist to take this tournament to a legendary new level. You know the drill. Stock up on delicious finds for every tip-off, upset, and overtime thriller. When you score savings with Specs, it's nothing but net. Don't wait for the buzzer. Run the perfect play with Specs wines, spirits, and finer foods. The lowest prices in Texas.
You know that water in our lakes is a precious resource that we can all work together as a community to save. Austin Water offers simple ways to use less and make a big impact around your home and yard. Find your watering day, explore rebates, and get more tips at austinwater.org.
Hey, it's Howie Mandel, and I am inviting you to witness history as me and my Howie Do It gaming team take on Gilly the King and Wallow 267's $1 million gaming in an epic global gaming league video game showdown. 4 rounds, multiple games, 1 winner, plus a halftime performance by multi-platinum artist Travie McCoy. Watch all the action and see who wins and advances to the championship match against Neo right now at globalgamingleague.com. That's globalgamingleague.com. Everybody games.
Hi, this is Tom McKay, owner of Audiovisual Consultations. Today's home electronics can be a bit daunting. My company has spent the last 38 years making sure they are not. We carry all major brands of television and stereo equipment at prices you can't find in stores, and you don't have to leave your house. We come to you. I believe in having fun and dreaming big. If you have a dream for your home entertainment, let me know. I can make that dream come true. Anything from theaters to multi-room audio systems, lighting control, computer networks, hell, even golf simulators. We cultivate clients for a lifetime by treating everyone like their family. And we provide everything at incredibly competitive prices and install it seamlessly into your home. So relax, hug your kids, make love to your wife, and smile. Then give us a call at 512-255-8678. It's 512-255-8678 or online at avconsultations.com.
At Uline, they know going the extra mile takes hard work. For companies pushing to go further, Uline will go the distance with you. 24/7, they answer the phone to get you the shipping and industrial supplies you need. Business can move fast. Unexpected large orders, adverse weather, new safety guidelines, and changing economic trends. Uline works hard keeping 41,000 items ready to ship, minimizing detours on your way to the extra mile. Visit uline.com.
Searching online for a car? When you call that dealership, your first question should be, are there any extra costs to the price on your website? At Henna Chevrolet, our answer will always be no. Their answer, you don't want to know. Shop surprise fee free with Henna, where the price you see is the price you get. Absolutely no addendums ever. You deserve honesty, and that's what we run on. Together, let's drive at henna.com.
Back to Hardge and Henry in the morning kickoff on 1300 The Zone.
Morning kickoff right here on Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, and always free on the iHeart Radio app. Don't forget, coming up in the next segment, Eric Henry of Orange 247 breaks down all things Texas law, especially the men's game. Also, spring break, South by Southwest, everything is going on. If you're traveling, get to the airport early. Our man Cole Dixon was on the news this morning on his way out of town, and he got stuck in the airport. So you got to make sure that you're doing all these things to get ahead of all of this. But in the NFL yesterday, there were some moves that were made, and the Minnesota Vikings decided it was time, which we all thought was going to happen, to sign a new quarterback, and the quarterback just happened to be recently released Kyler Murray from the Arizona Cardinals. They signed him to a 1-year deal, and the fact that the whole contract, except for probably $2 million, will be paid by the Arizona Cardinals. They needed that help from Kyler Murray, former first overall pick, and of course, he was the Heisman Trophy winner at Oklahoma. Sensational career in the state of Texas, played at an elite level, never lost a game in high school. The game that he lost to Sam Ehlinger, he told him to take that L, Bizzle, and then continue to move on. But now it is time for him to go to Minnesota. And as a child, he let everybody know that, hey, I wasn't a Cowboys fan. I just happened to be a Vikings fan.
Ever since I started playing tackle football, I was 7 years old. Genuine fandom. Ran deep, Vikings gear through and through. A lot of purple in my household. I don't want to bring it up right now, but maybe later, another day. It was a moment. I'll bring it up anyways. Whatever. I cried real tears whenever Brett threw that interception. I cried real tears that day.
He cried real tears when
Real
Brett Favre,
tears. He didn't want to admit it.
He didn't want to. He was going to tell you at a later time, but it came over him.
G's cry.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah.
So did a few bettors in Vegas cry.
For sure. But this team is not far away. The Minnesota Vikings, when you look at their division right now, you look at the NFC North. You had Jared Goff with the Detroit Lions. You have Jordan Love with the Green Bay Packers. You have Kyler Murray now with the Minnesota Vikings, and you have Caleb Williams now in that league. 3 number 1 overall draft picks in that league.
A year ago, they won 12 games. And the only reason that was derailed is because of the ignorance in their front office and arrogance in their front office to trade away Sam Darnold, which, as you said, there are fans that are still mad.
Mm-hmm.
And the owner, he couldn't walk and look at those guys, so he fired everybody. So I'm looking for Kyler to go into that offense and really do well, because he's got a great offense coordinator, the best wide receiver in the league. If I was going to pick one wide receiver, I would pick Justin Jefferson.
Right.
He would be the first one I pick. So, like, if you have that, then you're good. The defense is incredible. They got speed everywhere. All he has to do is go out there and throw to the stars, which J.J. McCarthy could not do. And they have a good enough running game, which now they say they're going to revamp their running game, their running back room. They'll probably draft a running back in the second or third round. So, like, man, it's all on the up for them.
Well, you look at this team and that league, it's going to be a different dynamic for the Minnesota Vikings. If you're Kyler Murray, you did the right thing by going to Minnesota. Kevin O'Connell is proven to be one of the better coaches and football minds in the game. Think about all the people that have played for him, except for J.J. McCarthy, that have shown glimpses of greatness. Sam Darnold went there, rehabbed himself, got himself better, went also and played now in the Super Bowl and is a Super Bowl champion. You look at what Kirk Cousins did. He became Kirk Cousins, got paid multiple times and continues to do well. There was one more quarterback that was there prior to that got paid. Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones was there. And then he goes out, and now he just got paid for his work in Indianapolis. But he did take a step and went with Kevin O'Connell.
So quarterback rehab?
Basically is what it is. It's a quarterback rehab, and you get your mind right, a different version of it. But it's also a wake-up call for every single one of these quarterbacks, because you were thought to be a special type of player, and then you proved not to be from your previous organization, and then you get humbled, and then you have to go back out there and perform.
Well, Kevin O'Connell also puts the guys underneath the center. That's that guy, shotguns are second and third options for him. He likes to do exactly what I like. I love sprint options. I love RPOs. I love rollouts and waggles, all of those things that make wide receivers go across the field and make those cornerbacks play respectively. And the safeties have to choose. They have to play over the top, or they have to play underneath. There's no in between. Kevin O'Connell is a very good schemer, just like Sark is. He puts you in positions for your failure. All Kyler has to do is go out there and execute the guy's plan.
Well, you talking about putting him under center, that could be a problem. I don't think that's going to be.
It wasn't a problem for Drew Brees. He's 5'11". Drew Brees dropped back 9 steps rather than 7. Kyler Murray has got fast feet. He could drop back 9 steps, and that will give him more room when he steps up in the pocket.
Kyler and Drew Brees are two different types of quarterback in a different era as well. The times of the games are a little bit different. The timing of the game is a little bit different. Drew Brees, Hall of Famer, congratulations. But Drew Brees was a passer. Drew Brees wasn't a runner. Drew Brees was never thinking about running. So for him to drop back 9 yards, that's no problem for him because he wasn't thinking about running. Kyler is going to run. As much as we think him with his little quick feet and everything that he does, he's a smart runner too. He gets down. He's a former baseball player, by the way, first round pick in that as well by the Oakland Athletics. But you you look at what he's going to bring to this organization if he does the right things. And you know what I mean by doing the right things.
Steady.
This could be a very, very lucrative year for him.
Yeah. Well, it already has been. And I was going to talk about it in my World's Strongest Take. So I don't want to get too into the numbers, but like this is a good situation for him.
It's a great situation for him.
Very good situation. I can't think
it's
of
a great
nothing
situation for Minnesota. It's ideal because you got a pissed off quarterback that wants to prove everybody wrong.
There you go.
And he's talented. And that's the thing that, people want to talk a lot of bad things about him. He was Oklahoma Sooner. He was an Aggie, but he also was the number one overall pick in the NFL draft. He was the 7th pick in the Major League Baseball draft. First round.
Really good.
That is a special, special talent. I don't care about what people think good or bad, but there ain't very many athletes like that walking the earth.
No.
Speaking of athletic mobile quarterbacks, Lamar Jackson just restructured his contract with the Baltimore Ravens.
Well, that was the plan in the first place. I know that they were talking about getting that done
even before when they were
everything was happening.
Cosby.
Yeah, and that's why this whole week has been very, very interesting to me. And kudos to the Minnesota Vikings. We knew that's where he was going. We had a feeling that's because that was the talk around the league. But I think all in all, I think this is going to be a great, great situation
I'm with you.
for both of these people, Kyler and, of course, the Minnesota Vikings organization. Coming up next, we're going to talk to our guy, Eric Henry of Horns 247, and ask him about what had happened in Nashville. He had a front row seat to it all. And we'll talk about it right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on that iHeartRadio app.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center, Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
Southbound on 183 from Mopac to I-35. Right now, no delays. This could be a 4-minute trip for you here on this Friday morning. Northbound on I-35 from Airport Boulevard to Runberg Lane. That's a 4-minute drive. And I-35 northbound between 45 Southeast Toll and William Cannon. Stop-and-go traffic. That's a 13-minute delay. I'm Lee Riza, Austin Traffic.
This report is sponsored by the Texas Department of Transportation. Traffic signals are for bicyclists, too. When on your bike, stop at red lights and stop signs. Ride with traffic. Use hand signals to turn. And make sure to ride with a light after dark. Be safe. Bike smart. A message from TxDOT.
You'll use the radio in your car more than anything else. When buying a new car, make sure the AM/FM is simple, clear, and convenient.
Meet iPhone 17e. A whole lot for a lot less. With an almighty, all-powerful A19 chip. And Ceramic Shield 2, built to survive this. And this. And a 48-megapixel fusion camera with 2 times optical quality zoom and next-gen portraits. And double the starting storage of iPhone 16e. And long-lasting battery life for hours of watching the studio.
That's the dream!
And it comes with Apple Intelligence. And you can charge it with USB-C. Or with MagSafe accessories. And a whole lot more. All for a lot less. Get the new iPhone 17e at T-Mobile today.
Steele Hyundai and Kyle is your destination for transparent pricing and customer value, plus the Steele Standard. We add over $1,400 of protection for free. Drive home a sleek new 2026 Hyundai Elantra SE lease for just $199 a month, or upgrade to the versatile 2026 Hyundai Tucson SE lease for only $259 a month. Plus, every new Hyundai comes backed by America's Best Warranty, a 10-year, 100,000-mile, and owner assurance. Everything we do is driven by you. Steele Hyundai and Kyle, or SteeleHyundaiKyle.com.
Spurs blew a 20-point lead loose to the Nuggets, snapping their 5-game win streak. Victor Wembanyama did not play due to an ankle injury. College hoops, Big 12 tournament, Houston top BYU. They'll take on Kansas in the semis tonight. Texas Tech fell to Iowa State. Texas A&M lost to Oklahoma in the SEC tournament. Cowboys signed free agent corner Kobe Durant to a 1-year deal. I'm Ronza Moss.
This is Katina Mobley. This is what's trending from iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Odoo.
odoo.com.
Your business deserves tools to make you feel in control, not overwhelmed. With Odoo's all-in-one, easy-to-use platform, everything is together so you can focus on what matters. Start at odoo.com today. That's ODOO.com.
I'm Daniel Jeremiah.
And I am Greg Rosenthal.
I know that, Greg. We're teaming up on 40s and Free Agents, the podcast that owns the NFL offseason.
This is where teams are built. Free agency, the combine, pro days, trades. Every move matters.
From my draft boards and mock drafts
to my vaunted top 101 free agents and how rosters come together.
Quarterback movement,
surprise signings.
We'll tell you what it means and who really wins. Open your free iHeartRadio app, search 40s and Free Agents, and listen now.
Hey, this is Jamie Loftus, and this is my new weekly show, 16th Minute of Fame, the podcast where every episode I take a closer look at an internet character of the day. Who were they? What made them so notorious? How did the internet, or sometimes the algorithm, choose them? And what does a person do when they're suddenly confronted with more attention than the human psyche can handle? Take The Dress, a story that went uber viral in early 2015 in spite of being, well, kind of a boring optical illusion. A mother of the bride in Scotland took a picture of a dress she was thinking about wearing to her daughter's wedding. But she saw the dress as blue with black lace, and her daughter saw it as white with gold lace. One BuzzFeed post later, every single person on the internet was talking about the dress. But to me, the dress is a story about the last couple of months when the internet was still sort of fun. It was shortly before the stories that spread across the internet stopped being driven by exploited millennials with useless arts degrees and started being decided by algorithms hell-bent on growing internet usership at all costs. And on a long enough timeline, the story of the dress is one entangled with abuse and media exploitation. Internet history is a tricky thing to be invested in. It feels like every time a bad with business billionaire buys up another platform, history starts being erased. With the team at Cool Zone Media, we're taking these characters' 16th minute of fame to see what their moment meant to them and what it says about us.
Listen on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and listen now.
Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, your home for the Horns.
Welcome back to the morning kickoff right here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on the iHeartRadio app. We normally have this gentleman on Thursday, but he was traveling back from Nashville where he thought he was going to stay a little bit longer. But
Hey, that money.
And now he is joining us. He is Eric Henry of Horns 247. And let's get right into it. We were excited. We thought we were going to talk to you while you was in Nashville enjoying some moonshine, but yet here we are back in Austin. In your eyes, from the front row, I might add, what in the heck went down in Nashville?
As always, good morning. Appreciate y'all having me on. You know, Hardge, Mark, you asked the question, what in the heck went down? But truth be told, this is nothing different than has been the case for this basketball team the entirety of the season. I think the thing that's so surprising is, depending on what metric you use, this is either the 4th or 5th most veteran team in college basketball. You would think that their wake-up call, their reality check came. And Hard, you and I talked about this last week on the show. Put the Arkansas game aside. Darius Acuff, he is the truth. Put that game aside. You think, okay, they got their wake-up call against OU at home. Their senior night is spoiled. They have 3-4 days to flush that out of their system. I
think we
slip
lost
through our fingers. Now we cannot let an NCAA tournament spot slip through our fingers. And even that was not enough urgency for them to come out and play the type of basketball that they needed, especially in the first 10 minutes of the game when they opened 4 of 19 from the field. 5 turnovers. That leads to 13 turnovers on the night compared to 3 for Chris Beard's team. And that's how they lost. And I'm not even necessarily going to focus on the game because the game was two days ago. I want to take you guys inside the locker room. When I spoke to the guys, and for those who don't know, come tournament time, you do get to go inside the locker room and speak to the guys post-game. They were shell-shocked. They couldn't believe that they came out and played that way. And then when I asked Jordan Pope, Tremont Mark, Nick Cody, Dalen Swain, why this team should be an NCAA tournament team, they almost struggled to come up with the argument themselves. They said that they don't want their careers to end that way. And Swain excluded. Obviously, we know Swain has a decision to go to the NBA, but Jordan Pope, Tremont Mark, those guys said they don't want their careers to end this way. But they genuinely seemed shell-shocked and at a loss for words as to why the team should be an NCAA tournament team. And now they're going to have to sit and wait on Selection Sunday like everyone else.
It's amazing to me that even, the post game with Coach Miller, where he was just saying, no, I have no skin off my back. Basically just chilling on there. I'm not dealing with any anxiety. I'm not dealing with any of this because whatever's going to be is going to be. And then you hear Steve Pearl go crazy yesterday trying to fight for his team to get into the tournament. I mean, I know that it's not apples to apples, but there's got to be some form of passion about this game and your opportunity of being in the tournament.
The only reason I laugh, and I'm going to address what you said with Sean, because I asked him a question specifically after what you said. Well, the only reason I laugh is because if I was Stephen Pearl, Hardge, that's like if you gave DJ a job co-hosting with Mark, DJ gonna be like, hey, it's gonna be all right, And so that's probably why Stephen Pearl.
Exactly.
But so okay, what you're referring to is Thomas Jones, the Austin American Statesman, asked Sean Miller, hey, do you have any anxiety going into Selection Sunday? And Sean Miller said, anxiety, listen. We've done all we can do. I am not really worked up about this. And he talked about when he came to the University of Texas, wanting to build a championship program. And this year was a good building block in him getting a feel for the SEC, the University of Texas, and this program. So when I heard that, I asked the question directly after. I said, Sean, it sounds, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but it sounds as if, will you be disappointed that you won't? It sounds as if you wouldn't be disappointed at missing the NCAA tournament as much as the big picture. You've had a chance to have a big picture assessment of this program through 1 year. And Sean quickly said, hey, no, I will be disappointed because as a competitor, you always want to make the big dance. But he gave an answer that I thought was really enlightening, guys. He said, I've coached teams that when you get this time of year around conference tournament time, you know what it's supposed to feel like. You know what it's supposed to look like from your players inside the locker room where they're so excited. And he said, hey, I've been in conference tournaments with teams where we lose one game and we're out, but you know that this team is gearing up for something. And he'd stopped short of saying he doesn't feel that with this team. But if you read between the lines, and if you've been to enough Sean Miller pressers, you got to read between the lines sometimes. It almost feels as if Sean is resigned to the fact that, hey, this team, they are who they are. And yes, I want to make the big dance, but they've tapped out in terms of their ceiling. That's kind of me reading between the lines.
Yeah, that's exactly how it sounds because, you talked about if you've listened to any of the pressers, Hardge and I, we've listened to all of them. And Hardge has attended some of them. So for him to say, if I say don't touch the stove and you touch the stove, if I say don't run out in front of the bus and you go right and run in front of the bus, it's so much that you can tolerate. And I think that he has had his fill.
Mark, to be clear for the audience who doesn't know, the example that Mark gave, that was 2 months ago. All right. So that wasn't even yesterday, right? In terms of Sean Miller having his fill with this team. So we'll see what happens in terms of, the NCAA tournament projections. I haven't looked at them this morning. Yesterday, our publication, CBS Sports, still had Texas as a 10 seed, believe it or not, entering the weekend. ESPN has Texas making that trip, hopping on the crop duster, heading back to Dayton, Ohio. Well, Texas won't be on the crop duster. They'll be on, the charter plane, but yours truly will be on the crop duster heading back to Dayton, Ohio. So we'll see what happens. It does appear, Mark and Hardge, if this team is going to make the NCAA tournament, whether it's by the skin of their teeth or not, we'll see. But again, it's hard to see a drastic leap in the defensive issues. And quite frankly, now you see that Ole Miss game showed when you can't stop anybody defensively and you got to work for all your points and a team puts any measure of defense on you, right? You saw what happened. So we'll see kind of what this team could be capable of.
They saved you some money.
Selection Sunday.
Yeah, Mark said they saved you some money, dog, because you got to come back.
Hey, Mark, they saved me some money, man. But I know you've been to Nashville, man. They kept me out of trouble, man. The sites down there, dog. They kept me out of trouble too, man.
Hey, before we let you go, we're talking to Eric Henry of Horns 247. When this comes out on Sunday, and wherever the chips fall, where they may, do you think that we could see a team that somehow, some way, I'm not going to say they're going to flip some script because we're past that point.
Sure.
But do we see a team that understands this is your last game, possibly, that can go out there and give? Because the thing that made me angry the most was the lack of effort. That's the whole thing. They're going to come in there and be dumbfounded when they talk to you because they don't know, oh, man, that's not how I wanted to go out. Well, what did you do to try to change it? That was the whole thing for me. And as a competitor, when I see things going a certain way, I got to do something different. And it didn't seem like anything different happened. So my question is, do you see anything different happening when Selection Sunday comes out?
Short answer, it's going to depend on the matchup, because I think we've seen that this team's ability to go out and do things is really dependent upon styles make fights, right? It's truly dependent upon who they face. A little bit of a longer answer, Hardge, to your point, when I went in the locker room, that's one of the questions that I asked Jordan Pope and Tremont Mark. At a certain point, does it not come down to, in essence, a bunch of dudes who just don't want to go out like this, right? And again, they were so dumbfounded in the moment that they said yes, but I think they still were confused as to what just happened to them.
Right. And you see Ole Miss continues to roll after their victory last night, and now they're creating a problem for every other team in here.
Hardge, not to cut you off super quick. That's the type of intensity that they have to play with, because guess what? Ole Miss knows the only way we can reach the tournament is to win the whole thing. That's the only way they can reach it, right? So they came out with a sense of urgency that you would expect a Texas team to come out with, right? So just to your point, like that's what you're supposed to see.
Yep, and that's why so many people are so frustrated with this basketball team. And now they get ready for baseball as Ole Miss, another team, is coming into town this weekend to take on the Texas Longhorns. As always, E, we appreciate you, man, for making the time. I know Thursdays are our day, but I appreciate you adjusting to Friday, man.
Anytime, fellas. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you, Kinfo.
There he is, Eric Henry of Horns 247. Coming up next, yeah, we talked about it. The World Baseball Classic. Now we're down to single elimination. USA versus Canada, Korea versus the Dominican Republic. But there's something that happened in baseball that I've got a story for you, and I understand why this needs to happen. Right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on that iHeart Radio app.
Texas softball is back. Catch the Longhorns as they defend their national championship. Texas wins the national championship. Listen to every big hit. High and deep, a grand slam. Every strikeout. Swing and a miss. All season long. Search Retro Austin on the iHeart Radio app.
Don't miss the 2026 iHeart Country Festival, Saturday, May 2nd at the Moody Center. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com.
Southbound on 183 from Mopac to I-35. Right now, no delays. It's going to be a 4-minute trip for you here on this Friday morning. Northbound on I-35 from Airport Boulevard to Runberg Lane. That's a 4-minute drive. And I-35 northbound between 45 Southeast Toll and William Cannon. Stop-and-go traffic. That's a 13-minute delay. I'm Lee Raza, Austin Traffic.
This report sponsored by Odoo.com. All your business apps in one place. Your business deserves tools to make you feel in control, not overwhelmed. With Odoo's all-in-one, easy-to-use platform, everything is together so you can focus on what matters. Start at Odoo.com today. That's ODOO.com.
Hardge here, and spring break starts now at Covert Chevy Hutto. Sunshine, road trips, and fresh starts are calling your name. If you're ready for an upgrade, we've got you covered. Right now, get $10,750 off MSRP on a new 2026 Chevy Silverado 1500 RST. We're rolling the spring in style with $11,627 off MSRP on a new 2026 Chevy Equinox EV RS. See dealer for details. Windows down, music up, zero stress. This March, do more than take a trip. Take an upgrade. That's Cover Chevy Hutto right off of 79. CoverChevyHutto.com. Together, let's drive.
The big movie awards are almost here, and now you can trade on what happens. Who will win Best Actor? DiCaprio is trading at a 6% chance to win, and Chalamet at 33%. Meaning if you put $100 down, you win $300 if he wins. On Kalshi, you trade live against other people, no house, and can buy or sell anytime before the result. Trade awards and more on Kalshi. Available in all 50 states. Download the Kalshi app and use code IHEART to get $10 when you trade $10. KALSHI. Kalshi.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. It's getting wild on the court, and Specs has the assist to take this tournament to a legendary new level. You know the drill. Stock up on delicious finds for every tip-off, upset, and overtime thriller. When you score savings with Specs, it's nothing but net. Don't wait for the buzzer. Run the perfect play with Specs wines, spirits, and finer foods. The lowest prices in Texas.
Craig here with Dan Christensen of DJC Law. Injuries can occur anywhere, not only on the field. So if you've been injured by someone's negligence, don't fight alone. Call the team at DJC Law, the GOATs of personal injury.
That's right, Craig. At DJC Law, we fight hard to represent injury victims and get them the compensation they deserve.
Call DJC Law today at 512-888-9999. That's 512-888-9999. Or go to teamjustice.com. Principal Office, Austin, Texas.
From the Audio Visual Consultation Studios, Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, KVET AM Austin, your home for the Horns, and the #1 preset in your car and on the free iHeartRadio app.
Peekaboo. Peekaboo. Smile. Smile, buddy. Come on, smile. Oh, honey, he's still not smiling.
Maybe he's not a smiler.
Yeah, maybe he's just not a happy baby.
Maybe he's just being a boy. You know how boys are.
Or maybe he's teething. Oh, poor baby. I think his gums hurt.
Maybe he's just tired.
Or maybe his tummy hurts. He didn't eat that much.
Maybe he's not ticklish.
You think maybe he's scared of the dog?
Maybe he'll outgrow it. Maybe it's a phase. Maybe he just doesn't like smiling.
Maybe he has autism, and we can definitely do something to help.
Maybe is all you need to find out more about autism. No big, joyful smiles by 6 months is one early sign. Learn the others at autismspeaks.org/signs or see a doctor today for an autism screening. The sooner it's diagnosed, the better. And it can make a lifetime of difference. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
Join the voice of the Texas Longhorns, Craig Way, each day from 2 to 5 p.m. for the Craig Way Show on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone.
Morning kickoff right here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on the iHeartRadio app. You know what time it is. We're going to give you an opportunity to win a pair of tickets to go see the Black Crows and Whiskey Myers Sunday, May the 17th at the Movie Center. I told you at the beginning of the show, if you're not on the iHeartRadio app, what's your problem? But get over there and download it and go over there. By tapping that word, jealous is the key word of the day. Make sure you use that and get a chance to win a pair of tickets. Make sure you're locked in all day long. Starting at 2 o'clock, you will have a very, very special show today. That's right. Starting at 2 o'clock, we'll roll all the way into 6:15 up to Texas baseball. This Texas baseball will be taking on Ole Miss, but we will be out at Rowdy Cowboys on North on 35, just north of the 45 highway. Come out and hang out with us. We'll have some special guests, special prizes. We'll be doing a lot. So come and hang out with us today at 2 o'clock as we will be part of the Craig Way Show. As we talked about earlier, the World Baseball Classic is still going on. I think we figured out that they did advance. I don't know if they knew, but they did advance. USA will be taking on Canada tonight. That will be at 7 o'clock in H-Town. The other game on Saturday will be Puerto Rico versus Italy in H-Town. But this is a big matchup for the USA team as they will take on Canada. Canada wants nothing more than to upset what the USA has been able to do. They will play the winner of Korea and the Dominican Republic. That game will be tonight in Miami, and you would have to go Sunday to Miami. The winner of both of these games tonight will play Sunday at 7 o'clock after Selection Sunday. Now, let's get into this because there was an umpire. There was a game last night, and for those that aren't aware, in the minor leagues, they are using the ABS automatic ball strike technology. So if you can appeal during spring training, if you think that a ball is called a strike and you think it's a ball, all you got to do is tap your helmet. They will run it back and let you know, and you'll see it up on the screen. Well, last night in the Astros game, it happened. But not only did they challenge it, it all happened in the first inning.
We welcome you back. That's the second pitch of the game. Mike Burrows missed on the first pitch. It's now a 1-1 count. As we had a 1 hour and 19-minute rain delay, we're back underway here at Cacti Park at the Palm Beaches. Todd Callis with Brian Bogusevic. This is a call being challenged by C.J. Abrams, and C.B. Buckner, the home plate umpire, is going to get overturned, and it's a 2-0 count. 3-2 count to Abrams, and he tries to drop the breaking ball in there, and now a challenge from Yainer Diaz, who feels like that dropped in on the zone. So C.B. Buckner challenged twice in the first at bat. Is that going to be a strikeout or a walk? Oh, clipped it. Just the top of the zone. And that one's wide. It's 3-0.
Challenge here. K-Bear Ruiz. It looked like he was thinking about challenging the last pitch, but didn't do it and liked that one better.
So far, all three challenges against C.B. Buckner have been successful.
C.B. Buckner has been long regarded as one of the worst umpires in Major League Baseball. He is right up there with Angel Hernandez as someone that has always had a terrible, terrible strike zone. And the reason why I know so much about C.B. Buckner is my first year of professional baseball in the minor leagues, I was with C.B. Buckner. I was in the Gulf Coast League. C.B. Buckner was the first umpire to ever throw me out of a ball game because I was arguing with him as an 18-year-old kid. I still argue with C.B. Buckner as a grown blank man, and now I'm looking at what has been going on in Major League Baseball right now. I think that they should develop this, and they should use it moving forward in Major League Baseball. It doesn't take very long. It's really quick, and you understand that, hey, human element is human element. We already look at it and look at first base, and we'll go back and replay all these different angles of a play at first, a slide at second, a foul ball, fair ball, all the things that go a part of this. And I understand. I'm not trying to get people out of jobs. I'm just trying to make sure that the game is played in an efficient way and a smart way. We've seen the videos of Eric Gregg, and Chipper Jones was at the plate in one of those games where they were ringing him up and the ball was 1.5 feet outside. Nobody could. You couldn't hit it with a telephone pole. But there are guys that need to understand that you absolutely suck behind the plate. Wow. Change is upon us, man. And I'm not afraid of it. Don't be afraid of change. Take it head on. And it makes you get better as an individual because you know that your job is now on the line because they're so experienced, they don't feel like they need to get better.
The computer is not going to be biased to either team.
Exactly. And all it is the zone. Fix the zone, man. Fix the zone. That's all I'm asking for. Because as a hitter, you think you have a good eye at the plate. As a pitcher, you want this pitch, you want that pitch, you want all these different things. There's a time and a place for all of it. So it's like, let's get this right. Coming up next, we're going to talk to our guy, Zach Sim of OrangeBloods.com, as Zach brings us all the latest about Texas versus Ole Miss. And the SEC has a big weekend as well. Right here on Sports Radio, AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on that iHeartRadio app.
Hey, it's Howie Mandel, and I am inviting you to witness history as me and my Howie Do It gaming team take on Gilly the King and Wallow 267's $1 million gaming in an epic Global Gaming League video game showdown. 4 rounds, multiple games, 1 winner, plus a halftime performance by multi-platinum artist Travie McCoy. Watch all the action and see who wins and advances to the championship match against Neo right now at globalgamingleague.com. That's globalgamingleague.com. Everybody game.
This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. Cordell & Cordell is the largest family law firm in the country with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. If you or someone you care about is facing a family law issue, let us set up a 1-hour Cordell Consult. The Cordell Consult is a meeting with a local attorney who will give you clear guidance about your options, whether it's a separation, a postnuptial agreement, divorce, or custody. Visit CordellCordell.com.
Austin, San Antonio, and St. Louis.
At Uline, they know going the extra mile takes hard work. For companies pushing to go further, Uline will go the distance with you. 24/7, they answer the phone to get you the shipping and industrial supplies you need. Business can move fast. Unexpected large orders, adverse weather, new safety guidelines, and changing economic trends. Uline works hard keeping 41,000 items ready to ship, minimizing detours on your way to the extra mile. Visit uline.com.
It's Matt and Bowen here from Las Culturistas. Celebrating 10 years of the podcast, we were joined by a very special guest, Nicole Kidman. Download and listen on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcast.
Are you one of the 7% of adults in the United States who are searching for an alternative to sleeping in a bed? Then let me introduce you to Z-Cliner, the revolutionary recliner designed by FlexSteel. The Z-Cliner, meticulously engineered with restful sleep in mind, making it an ideal bed alternative. A healthy life starts with a healthy night's sleep. Z-Cliner is more than just a recliner. It's a personalized comfort experience. It features multiple power adjustments like recline, headrest, lumbar, zero gravity, reducing pressure on your body, tech integrations like charging ports for easy modern living. We know life can be messy, stressful. That's why Z-Cliner is upholstered in a moisture and stain-resistant fabric. Perfect for all-day enjoyment, even homes with pets and kids. Z-Cliner, a complete sleep solution. Get started. Unmatched comfort. ZCliner.com/Dan Patrick today to find a Z-Cliner at a store near you.
This season, follow the Longhorns with the official LHN app. Stay connected all year with Texas original content, exclusive highlights, behind-the-scenes access, and in-depth interviews with student athletes and coaches. Catch coaches' shows, press conferences, and boost your game day with the perfect second screen experience. And don't miss Texas and OS, the innovative LHN talk show, spotlighting Longhorn student athletes beyond the game. Download the LHN app today for your all-access pass to Texas athletics.
You know you need fiber for a healthy gut, but do you actually know how to get it? Quaker's been serving up fiber since 1877, with over 100 great-tasting, good source of fiber options to choose from. Whether you like old-fashioned oats, instant oatmeal, granola, or oatmeal squares, Quaker makes it delicious. So good. Get your fiber with Quaker. Shop Quaker's good source of fiber products at a store near you.
Your entire sports feed all in one place with iHeartRadio. One tap away. Open the iHeart app and stream your local stations. Catch the latest on Fox Sports Radio or dive into the world's biggest sports podcast. Search sports on iHeartRadio and lock in. From the Audio-Visual Consultation Studios, Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, KDET AM Austin, your home for the Horns, and the #1 preset in your car and on the free iHeartRadio app.
The morning kickoff. The morning kickoff.
It's the morning kickoff with Mike Hardball Hardge and the world's strongest man, WWE Hall of Famer Mark Henry, on your home for the Horns, 1300 The Zone.
Welcome back to the morning kickoff right here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on that iHeartRadio app. In hour number 1, we talked about some new faces on the Texas football team. Practice has been well, and they've done some great things. Kyler Murray gets a new job. Eric Henry of Horns 247 talks about the collapse in Nashville by the Texas Longhorns, and we just talked about C.B. Buckner and how bad he is as a home plate umpire. And USA takes on Canada tonight at 7 o'clock. But also tonight at Dish Falk Field, the number 2 ranked Texas Longhorns will be opening up SEC play against Ole Miss. And what better way to talk about it than with our guy, Zach Sim of orangebloods.com. You can follow him at Zach at the Dish. And Zach, this is a big weekend for Texas baseball, as everyone's been talking about Texas, but now they say the real job starts now. It counts now, where it all just means more as the Ole Miss Rebels come in this weekend.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. Great to be on and great to see y'all. Tough test ahead this weekend. They're going to be facing some real pitching. Hunter Elliott was preseason pitcher of the year for a reason, brings back a lot of experience. And then their sophomore righty, the Saturday night guy, Cade Townsend, he's put up some real numbers. He's been the staff ace this year so far for them. So it's about to be real this weekend. And, there's a big test ahead for the Horns from the pitching side as well, because this Ole Miss team likes to hit the long ball, and Texas hasn't given up many of those. And so, I think there's a good path to victory, but they're going to have to work hard for sure.
Well, as I look at this schedule for Ole Miss, you start to look at some of the teams that they played, and the 2 teams that both teams played was Baylor and Coastal Carolina, and Texas ends up beating both of those teams, where Ole Miss lost to both of those teams in the Classic down there in H-Town at Dyken Park. So as we start to transition into this week, obviously we got a chance to talk to Coach Slosh yesterday. He's keeping the same rotation with Ruger Riojas, Luke Harrison, and Dylan Volantis. But as you mentioned, the power that this team has is going to be the biggest challenge for the Texas pitching staff.
Yeah, absolutely. Just trying to remember who it was, but it's Will Furness, Judd Uttermark, and then Tristan Becerra. All of them are really good, but Uttermark's the guy to watch. He's got 10 home runs on the season already, hitting 23 RBIs. And while they don't run a ton, they do have Uttermark and Decker, who they brought over from Murray State from last year's, Cinderella team in the NCAA tournament. And both those guys can put on a show on the bases. So, they're going to have to hold the runners. They're going to have to limit the free passes. And, one of the things Coach Wiener always talks about is don't give up the long ball. Well, he'd rather give you up a solo shot than have a bunch of guys on bases. And so one of the things that Texas will have to do is not give up walks, right? Like Dylan Volantis in his last outing gave up a couple of walks. Harrison allowed some base runners. So they're going to have to really limit the free passes and make sure they don't get hit by that one big inning.
What can Texas do to negate the fact that they're hitting the long ball?
They can try to pitch to them a little bit differently, right? Like you can attack on the outside, use some off-speed stuff inside just to make sure they can't get it turned on. And, certainly don't leave anything hard and heavy over the top, because they'll elevate and they'll send it out. One of the good news is that Dish Falk plays big, but depending on what the wind's doing,
it's a south wind this weekend. It's a
south. There you go. So you got to fight the wind, but really, if you're going to pitch to contact, try to get them to roll over it, right? So it's just pitching, I think, kind of to Texas' strength, where you're going to throw a lot of off-speed stuff, maybe not as many fastballs.
We're talking to Zach Sim of orangebloods.com. Make sure you follow him this weekend at Zach at the Dish. And Zach, we talked to Coach Slauson. You have a weekly segment with him as well. But the one thing that he talked about that he said he believes has been understated a lot is the way that his team has been able to play defense. Obviously, moving Becerra from shortstop to third base has turned out so far to be so good. A-Rod has shown some range and has been able to make some plays. And, of course, what you've been able to see in the outfield as well. But Casey Borba over at first base has helped those guys out a lot. And there was a conversation about Kimball Schuessler and what he's been able to do with him to help him with that transition from third to first.
Yeah, I mean, going back to last year, the transition that Kimball himself made, right? Like, he's not been at first base a long time to know all the ins and outs, but the transition he made was incredible. You know, a lot of credit to the staff. And then retaining him to help Borba get ready for this role. And obviously a lot of credit to Borba himself. You know, he's in the offseason, he really focused on changing his body. And you hear that a lot throughout the program, which sounds crazy, but, you know, sometimes it's those little things that unlock your ability. And Mike, as you know, right, those little pieces are oftentimes what makes you successful or unsuccessful in baseball. But yeah, Borba's done a great job. And the great thing for the Horns is he's now seeing the ball really well and he's hitting it out. But yeah, his defense has been incredible over there. You know, you see some of the picks that he makes, you see his movement, the way he's gotten used to stretching out or where to position his body. There's a lot of little intricacies that go in there. Not a lot of people realize that first base is tougher than they think. Yes. So yeah, it's been a really great job by both the staff, and then obviously Kimball's been awesome, and congrats to him. You know, he's tying the knot soon. So
yeah, congrats to him. And as we talked about before, I mean, you know, you look at this Texas baseball team and what we've been able to learn early in the non-conference before we get into conference. We saw that Anthony Pack Jr. has continued to flourish in his role, whether it be in right field or left field. We knew Aiden Robbins was going to be a banger in the outfield. We didn't know he was going to hit this many home runs, so it's more home runs. Him and Becerra have hit more home runs than they hit last year combined. And then you start to look at Jonah Williams, the expectations. But Coach said yesterday on the show that Jonah was dealing with an arm or shoulder injury, not sure when he's going to be back. But from what you've seen, do they have enough to continue to play right now without Jonah Williams because of what you've gotten from Larson in left field and anybody else that they've put out there?
I think you do, right? Obviously, the big concern is still injury. You would love to have a guy like Jonah out there to spell Pack at times, just because he is a freshman, right? Like, there's a stat that we talked about last year when A-Rod was going to be a starter. There's not a lot of freshman hitters that get 50-plus at-bats in SEC play. And you just think about that, and you're like, well, that doesn't make a lot of sense. But then you realize how tough it is to keep your body set, how to keep your mental game up in order to perform at the plate or defensively. It's a really tough league, right? I mean, the coaches will tell you this is basically a better version of the minor league baseball team. So, yeah, you would love to have him out there. You'd certainly love to have his unique skill set in terms of his speed and his energy out in the field. But yeah, to your point, I think this team is good enough that they're not dependent upon having him. Like, this doesn't make or break the season. This is not a Max Ballou situation, if you will, from last year. But yeah, well, you know, hoping he gets better soon. I'm keep hearing 1 to 2 weeks at least. So that, you know, remains to be seen, I guess. So
I wanted to ask you this too, because, you know, you start to look at these freshmen. We talked about Pack on the offensive side, but on the mound, these guys have had an opportunity to go out and show their worth. You look at what Sam Cozart, pitcher of the week, SEC freshman of the week, he's been part of Perfect Game team and all this other great stuff. But there's some other guys that have stepped up in their roles. When you look at what Winter and Crossland and the other guys have been able to do, this is the weekend that we get the chance to find out if these boys are ready for this action, because the intensity ratchets up quite a bit.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I personally, I think Crossland will play a big role this week, just in terms of his ability to come out of the bullpen, And his ability to come in and mentally ready. He's got that mindset that he's not afraid. He's ready to go out there, whatever the odds, and take it on. And so certainly you're going to see a lot more probably trust the experience first, I think, right? Like they're going to go to Higgins, they're going to go to LeFew, they're going to go to Grubbs first. But Saturday late, Sunday, I mean, the freshmen are going to get their chance. So it'll be great to see them in that big time action, because that's what they came here for, right? They want to play for the staff, but they want to go play in the big moments. And this weekend's a great moment.
So before we let you go, I wanted to ask you, because you start looking at these matchups and you look across the SEC, you got number 19 Tennessee taking on number 8 Georgia. You got number 3 Mississippi State taking on number 5 Arkansas, number 22 Texas A&M, and number 9 Oklahoma. Oklahoma and Texas A&M, obviously because of the rivalry between Texas, but those pitching staffs have got a lot of work. Oklahoma's pitching staff is unbelievable with their first 2 guys, their Friday and Saturday guys. But you look at what Texas A&M has been able to do early in the season. What are your expectations from all of these games as this weekend comes about?
Yeah, I think there's a couple of matchups that really stand out this weekend. And one we didn't talk about was LSU Vanderbilt.
Yep.
Those teams have both been struggling. It's at Vanderbilt. Listen, this is SEC play. Nothing – what you've done to this point really doesn't matter. If LSU can go in there and get a big series win, that puts them right back into the driver's seat in terms of SEC rankings. So that'll be an interesting one to watch, just in terms of how do they battle. Vanderbilt's missing one of their best pitchers out of their weekend rotation. Certainly the Mississippi State visiting Arkansas is probably the most headline-ready matchup.
Yep.
Arkansas themselves have had their own struggles. I want to see what that lineup can do against a premier team like Mississippi State. And then you mentioned it, the A&M versus Oklahoma series is definitely one worth watching, just because A&M's pitching has been lights out to start the year, but they haven't played a lot of big teams outside of that Arlington stretch. And so how do they handle some elite pitching over an entire weekend? And are they healthy, right? Hakopian is not on the injury report, so supposedly he's back. So it'll be a really fun series up there in Norman. They've sold out. There's like standing room only, and that's a small ballpark anyways. And so can they turn that atmosphere into one where it helps them out?
How much smaller is it than Texas Stadium?
Oh, I don't think it even sits 4,500 people. I mean, it's really small. It's like, they're about to put $50 million into it to get it to a just serviceable state.
No doubt. As always, man, we appreciate you. We expect some big-time baseball this weekend around the SEC, but more importantly, at the Dish, as Ole Miss comes to take on the number 2 ranked Texas Longhorns starting tonight. First pitch at 6:30. Thanks, Zach.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Zach.
Appreciate you, brother. Coming up next, we're going to talk to Ann Parker Coleman as she previews the state championships. Westlake is playing for a state championship. She was at their media day. And, of course, we got to talk all things Texas Longhorns right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on that iHeart Radio app.
Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone presents the Craig Way Show.
In another life, I think I was one of the Pips. These don't always come true.
Good karaoke song for you.
Yeah, right. I can do the Pips part and somebody else do the Gladys Knight part.
Linda, you're up.
Yeah, right. She can sing. Me, not so much. Anyway, as I always said, I can carry a tune. I just don't know where to drop it.
Join Craig Way weekdays from 2 to 5 p.m.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center. Odoo.com, the only business software you'll need.
Westbound on 290 from I-35 to Mopac right now. A 2-minute delay. That's going to take you about 6 to 7 minutes to get through there. We still have some stop-and-go traffic northbound on I-35 between 45 Southeast Toll and William Cannon. That's a 12 to 15-minute delay. I'm Lee Riser with a look at your Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Abacus Plumbing, Air Conditioning, and Electrical.
Need a new AC? Austin Energy's Home Energy Savings Program can help with rebates averaging $2,000 on whole home energy improvements. Call or visit abacusplumbing.com today for a free home energy savings project estimate. M20628.
Hey boys, it's Kylie, and I have some exciting news. The grand opening of Texas' #1 sports bar, Rowdy Cowboy in Round Rock, is today. The doors swing open at 11 in the morning. Rowdy Cowboy has 69 Texas-sized screens, legendary wings, burgers, signature steaks, and the coldest beer under the Texas sun. The smoking hot Rowdy Cowgirls are ready to give you an unforgettable experience that will have you coming back for more. We'll see you today. Till then, take a peek at GoRowdyCowboy.com. Rowdy Cowboy. Eat, drink, bottoms up.
It's getting wild on the court, and Specs has the assist to take this tournament to a legendary new level. You know the drill. Stock up on delicious finds for every tip-off, upset, and overtime thriller. When you score savings with Specs, it's nothing but net. Don't wait for the buzzer. Run the perfect play with Specs wines, spirits, and finer foods. The lowest prices in Texas.
You know that water in our lakes is a precious resource that we can all work together as a community to save. Austin Water offers simple ways to use less and make a big impact around your home and yard. Find your watering day, explore rebates, and get more tips at austinwater.org.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
2 words, prostate exam. Relax. Screening starts with a simple finger-free blood test. Around 1 in 8 men in the United States will be diagnosed with prostate cancer in their lifetime. Prostate cancer can have over a 99% 5-year relative survival rate when caught at a localized or regional stage. If you're 40 or over and have a prostate, visit relaxitsabloodtest.com to see if a PSA blood test is right for you. Talk to your doctor about screening and the next steps. Sponsored by Novartis.
LinkedIn is pretty amazing at helping you grow your small business. We cannot stop your new clients from emailing you at 3 a.m. We can help you sell, market, and hire in one place. We cannot help you be in 3 places at once. And while we can't help you organize your calendar, LinkedIn can help you land more clients so you have a calendar to organize. Grow your small business on LinkedIn. Learn more at linkedin.com/smallbusiness.
These days, it's getting harder and harder to trust what you're seeing. Who made it? Is it real? But with iHeart, everything you hear is guaranteed human. That's why 78% of listeners trust their favorite radio host's product recommendations. And if you own or manage a business here or need to drive sales, that trust goes a long way in creating your future customers. Make iHeartMedia a part of your 2026 plan today. Visit iHeartAdvertising.com. Again, that's iHeartAdvertising.com.
Searching online for a car? When you call that dealership, your first question should be, are there any extra costs to the price on your website? At Henna Chevrolet, our answer will always be no. Their answer, you don't want to know. Shop surprise fee free with Henna, where the price you see is the price you get. Absolutely no addendums ever. You deserve honesty, and that's what we run on. Together, let's drive at henna.com.
The Craig Way Show, weekdays at 2.
Welcome back to the morning kickoff right here on Sports Radio, AM 1300. The Zone is Friday, so that can only mean one thing. Our girl Ann Parker Coleman of KView joins us early in the morning. And as always, we try to make sure that she is good to go. AP, I want to talk state championship before we get into all the other stuff. You got an opportunity to go over and talk to the Westlake Chaparrals as they have been trying to find their way to San Antonio. Well, they're making that short drive to San Antonio, and this team is led by Bo Ogden, who is going to be on the University of Texas campus next season. Mac Martin has done an unbelievable job, but it's that unity of this team that has been together that has given them this opportunity to play for a state championship. No! Oh my gosh, we had her. I thought she was there. I thought I heard her. I thought I was in it. I was in it to win it. Yeah. But we'll give her a call in just a second. But yeah, she got an opportunity to go talk to all of them and try to figure out what this chemistry looks like. She's also been at the football media availabilities, as well as traveling with the basketball team. So she's had a lot of fun with all of this. So we are trying to effort her as we speak. But Mark, we've had those conversations too about this Texas basketball team and the expectations. Bo Ogden is playing in the state championship game, and Bo is going to be on the University of Texas campus next year. But first, he has to handle his business in SA. AP, you back?
Yeah, got me now.
Got you.
Guys, I don't know what it is. I'm so sorry. Every single time I get on this radio show and you guys ask me something, my mic is not working, but I just open my mouth assuming that
it's working.
It is, and it isn't. But I want to talk about Westlake Hoops. I got a chance to see them last Friday when they played in quarterfinals. And you mentioned Bo Ogden. Obviously, he is the star of this team. But the thing that really stood out to me when I watched him play was he is the guy, but they have a bunch of guys. I was really impressed by Powell Frickenschmidt, by Mac Martin. It is not just Bo that makes this team go. And I talked to them actually earlier this week as they get ready to go to San Antonio. And one of the other things that stood out to me was not just the guys on the court, but their head coach. Something that they all mentioned was how much their head coach has so much emotion tied to this game, and how he's just one of those coaches that you just want to play well for him. He is so into it. And then when we talked to coach, I was like, okay, I completely see all of this, the emotion, the level of detail and thought that he puts into just answering the questions that we have. I've seen him on the sideline. It all makes sense. And so they'll play Little Elm in the Alamo Dome on Saturday. And the one thing to look out for in this, I was there last Saturday watching Westlake girls play there. Most of these guys play AAU basketball, so they played in domes before. But something that does throw you off, and something that did throw the girls off, is that depth perception. You're not playing in a gym where goal is here, the wall is right there. There's a curtain maybe 50 feet back behind the basket. And that really, really threw off the Westlake girls. It took them, until the final 3 minutes to really find their shots and have that start falling. So a lot of the boys talked about that and just, how pivotal that shoot around Saturday morning in the Dome is going to be, just to get that depth perception, just to get used to that. So that's something to look out for as well.
And that Little Elm team has a young man with the last name of Vasher, who is nephew of Nathan Vasher, former Texas Longhorn defensive back and Chicago Bear. I talked to him about his nephew, and he's an athletic guard as well. So that's going to be a big-time matchup this weekend.
Yeah. And I do believe that he and Bo Ogden have played on AAU teams together. I have that right? Okay, yeah. Yes. Yeah. He said that they texted a little this week, and I was like, okay, what are those text conversations like? We talking trash, of course. Bo just stand-up guys oh no, of course, we're talking about how we both want each other to play well, and we wanted to face each other in this kind of situation. So it's kind of a dream come true for a pair of friends. But Westlake, they have spring break next week, and the entire senior class, like 200 kids evidently, are all heading to the Bahamas. A trip is going to be fun, but, all the guys said it's going to be a little bit more fun if they're going with the state championship rings afterwards.
Yeah, that would be pretty doggone cool. Well, let's get back to Texas basketball. Texas basketball struggled, and it was a short trip. It was as soon as you show up, get back on the plane, go back home. I've had trips like that before, never fun. And you start to look at what the expectations are. We talked to Eric Henry of Horns 247 earlier. CBS, which he works for, has those guys still in the not even in the play-in game, but as a 10th seed. It's a little nerve-wracking right now for this Texas basketball team, especially after where they were last year, and then to come back this year and kind of see the same results is not what Texas fans expected.
Guys, this team it's so frustrating. We say the same thing every week. They lack consistency. I wish I could say that I was shocked to see the way that they played in Nashville.
Yep.
But I'm not. There's no consistency, and the way that they've closed this final stretch, dropping 5 of their last 6.
Yep.
It's not good, and I don't feel like they have. If you're a team like Ole Miss, the only way that you're going to get in is if you win the whole thing. You got to run the table in the SEC tournament, and that's what they're doing so far in Texas. I feel like this last stretch has looked like they're on cruise control, but for no reason, because you're right, now where they are. I haven't really looked at CBS. I've been paying attention to Joe Lunardi's brackets, last 4 in. This is a team that was slated to, I think, maybe go to Portland, and now you're right, you're looking at another trip back to Dayton,
which is terrible.
AP, this team it strikes me as the Dennis Green. They are who we thought they are. What can they do now to get out of their own way, get out of the stigma of they're not playing with desperation, that they are heavily in the fouls department when they get beat, and they do things that are out of character? What can they do now at this point?
Yeah, it's a question that I feel like I've asked Sean Miller repeatedly over the course of the season. You see issues like their foul trouble. They're really, really bad that final maybe 3 to 5 minutes of the first half. We've seen them come out after halftime really slow. All of these problems that have been pretty consistent throughout the season, I've asked Sean Miller, okay, why is this? And I feel like it always comes down to, yes, that effort piece, but also just discipline. Not fouling, that's discipline. And when it comes to, that final 3 to 5 minute stretch of the first half, when Sean Miller says statistically they are their worst, that comes down to discipline and making sure that all 5 guys are locked in and getting back on defense, and just those little effort plays. That's how I think you change it. To be honest, you got to make it to the tournament and then win a game. Get through Dayton, get through that first round. If you make it through first round without having to go to Dayton, you don't want to end your season in this way too. They just sputter out. And I heard something the other day, and I think it came from Eric, who you guys had on your show. They're one of the most veteran teams in the country. This is not something that they should be dealing with. The characteristics that they have are more fitting of a young team, which is not good, because they are not a young team whatsoever. They're one of the most veteran teams.
All right, before we let you go, obviously we got Texas baseball hosting Ole Miss, but your Mississippi, and I call them because your old coach is over at Mississippi State. He has them taking on Arkansas this weekend, and they are now the number 3 ranked team in the land. I know you got a lot of mixed emotions when it comes to that, because O'Connor's your guy, but now he's in Stark Vegas with the Mississippi State Bulldogs.
Yeah, guys, you're this. Look at that roster for Mississippi State. It is University of Virginia south. All the guys that I covered when I was at UVA, they're now in maroon. Is Mississippi State?
Yep.
Would you call that a maroon? Yeah,
That is a maroon color.
maroon. Yeah, maroon and black. When I look at the SEC slate this weekend for opening weekend, Arkansas Mississippi State is probably the best matchup. I think that you're going to get. I mean, Mississippi State right behind Texas at number 3. Again, you don't expect to see a roster that veteran and that elite from a new coaching staff. But I mean, all of these guys came over from University of Virginia, so there's no rebuilding because there's a new coach. Nothing like that. I mean, they've been scorching so far.
Well, we appreciate you taking the time. We'll figure out what's going on
Thank
with your
you, AP.
microphone. Are you using that company issued computer? Maybe that's what it is. They got you blocked.
I always have the company issued computer. Yeah, I've had some issues actually with a VPN. We can get a little inside baseball with this issue, but I cannot turn this VPN off. Maybe it's that, but maybe not, because sometimes it works. It's the weirdest thing. I don't know. It's kind of like my brain. It just decides randomly, like, nah, not today.
Well, we appreciate you taking the time as always. Have a great weekend, and let's see what them Horns do. And of course, the Westlake Chaparrals, as they are playing for a state championship tomorrow night. As always, thanks, AP.
Bye, guys. Thanks, y'all.
Appreciate it. The AP is so funny. She's hilarious. We sit there and we wait to see if she's gonna be ready to talk.
And then she'll start talking and
Be like,
nothing.
Wah, wah. Coming up next, somebody that doesn't have a problem talking. It's the world's strongest man as he gets ready to bring you his world's strongest take. Right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on the iHeartRadio app.
Don't miss the 2026 iHeart Country Festival, Saturday, May 2nd at the Moody Center. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com.
Northbound on I-35 from Ben White over to 7th Street. A 4-minute delay right now. That's going to take you 7 minutes. Still working this accident from earlier. Northbound on 183 at Burleson Road. And Trinity Street northbound between East 5th and East 8th is closed because of South by Southwest. I'm Lee Riza, Austin Traffic.
This report is sponsored by WeatherBug.
Get the fastest local alerts and accurate 24/7 forecasts with WeatherBug. It's easy to use and provides real-time customizable alerts so the weather never takes you by surprise. Plan every day with confidence. Download the free WeatherBug app from the App Store now.
Right now at Steel Round Rock GMC, the road to a new GMC has never been better. You get the Steel Standard, over $1,400 of protection for free, plus huge discounts, like $13,000 off 2026 GMC 1500s or $5,000 off 2026 GMC Canyons. We've also made it easier than ever to find a vehicle to fit your budget, like a 2026 GMC Sierra 1500 lease for just $249 a month, because everything we do is driven by you. Steel GMC in Round Rock. GMC, we are professional grade.
Imagine if every child learned kindness the way they learn math or reading. At kindness.org, our Learn Kind curriculum is a free science-backed K-8 social emotional learning program designed to build self-awareness, empathy, and relationship skills through inquiry and real-world kindness. With just $25, you become a kind maker, giving 10 children access to Learn Kind and helping shape kinder classrooms across the country. It is simple, it is powerful, and it starts with you. Visit kindness.org to join the Kind Maker campaign. Teach kindness, spread kindness, become a kind maker.
The world's best bull riders. 1 shot, 8 seconds, no mercy. The rankest bulls in the sport are waiting. This is professional bull riding. Watch it live as we unleash the beast. Today from Florida State University, only on Paramount Plus.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. I don't know if you knew this, but anyone can get the same premium wireless for $15 a month plan that I've been enjoying. It's not just for celebrities. So do like I did and have one of your assistants switch you to Mint Mobile today.
Visit mintmobile.com/radio. Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
Hear that? That's Mike. He took ZQL Pure Z's, so now he's sleeping soundly on a Sunday night. ZQL Pure Z's are fast-acting melatonin gummies with a complementary botanical blend to help Mike get the sleep he needs to wake up refreshed and ready to conquer Monday.
Let's do this Monday.
ZQL Pure Z's, just for sleep. Really great sleep. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Before smartphones, there was MapQuest. Before GPS, there was MapQuest. Before Google Maps, there was MapQuest. And guess what? MapQuest is back. Now on your phone. No printer required. Download the MapQuest app on the App Store or visit mapquest.com.
Go from daydreamer to industry leader with Amazon Business. From office supplies to IT essentials, Amazon Business provides tools that help you save costs and make insight-based decisions. Learn how to bring your visions to life at amazonbusiness.com.
Even if you've given up on your New Year's resolutions, one health habit that's easy to keep is Active Liver from New Nordic. Active Liver protects your liver so you can enjoy life to the fullest. Online at Amazon, in stores at CVS, Walgreens, and now GNC.
That pallet of pavers collecting dust? The beginnings of a garden? Those stray fence posts? Are you haunted by half-finished projects on your land? John Deere is here to say, not anymore. Our compact tractors allow you to swap implements easily, and they're backed by the nation's largest dealer network. You always had the right idea, and with the right tools, those projects can get finished for good. Nothing runs like a Deere. Learn more at johndeere.com/compact tractors.
From the ABA Heating and Cooling Weather Center, this is Zone Weather.
Your Austin weather, plenty of sunshine for your Friday. Warmer, a high of 82. Clear tonight, a low of 53. Saturday, partly cloudy, a high in the mid to upper 80s, a nighttime low of 65.
This report is sponsored by Text Now.
Other wireless carriers tell you when to pay. Text Now asks, what do you need? It's app-first phone service without commitments, credit checks, or carrier attitude. Built for people who stopped asking for permission. Download today.
Kane Brown has a brand new song. And it's on the newly released playlist on the free iHeartRadio app. Your no-cost destination to hear all of the songs that were just released, including Jack Harlow, I wish I could trade places. Noah Khan, Bleachers, Sienna Spyro, and so much more. Open the free iHeartRadio app and search new to listen now.
We all use AI, but here, it never pretends it's real. AM 1300 The Zone. Guaranteed human.
He's a WWE Hall of Famer, and he's also recognized as the world's strongest man. He is the Mark Henry. Take it away, big fella.
Art, yes. You know what time it is?
What's up?
It's time for the world's strongest man by the world's strongest man. Marcus. Back then they didn't know me. Now I'm hot. They all know me. All right, guys, here we are again. We talked about this earlier. Kyler Murray going to the Minnesota Vikings and how good a move this is for him. I am under the impression that in this system, Kyler Murray could be really good. But it's going to take something that he is not proficient at, and that is studying. He has got to apply himself to the classroom. Unlike this previous tenure in Arizona, with all the negativity with him not knowing the playbook at times and having to call timeouts, looking at a wristband, all of these things. And okay, it's okay to wear a wristband with codes and triggers. But if your wristband looks like a thesaurus, then that means maybe you should study the playbook more and get it in you rather than to look at it. It takes too long. He's got one of the better wide receivers in the NFL, if not the best wide receiver in the NFL. His number 2 wide receiver, Addison, is a top 20 wide receiver in the NFL. Seasoned tight end, great running game. It's all on him. Now he already got his guaranteed $36 million. from Arizona. So he'll be playing for the league minimum. They're going to give him a bag of Skittles and some Kit Kats. It's not enough money to be worried about the money at this point when you just received an upfront of $36 million. Go apply yourself. Hire a coach. Do whatever you need to do. But go into this new situation where you don't have to do what Arizona did, which is put in your next contract a homework clause. That happened. Hardge, my take is this. The system is set up for him to succeed. The only way he fails is because of him. My take is that he'll succeed. What say you?
I think he's going to succeed. I think it's a great spot for him. I think it's going to be something that is going to exceed all expectations. And there is something that is there with this team. I think he's a motivated quarterback. I think he's dialed it up to the point in his mind that he knows that he has a lot to prove. I think he was bored in Arizona. They weren't a team that was going to contend. This is a team that's going to contend. This is a team that is going to push the envelope on him. The only problem I need to know from him is, can he play in cold weather? Because, yeah, you're going to be in a dome in Minnesota, but you're not going to be
not in Green Bay.
You're not, and not in Chicago.
You're not in Chicago.
Yeah, so you get 2 dome games and you get 2 outside games. So let's see how he performs in the cold weather. And I think because he has a prior relationship with Kevin O'Connell, I believe that this is going to be a match made in heaven. I don't think they make the move if they didn't think it was going to be good, right? Because you don't want the headache.
And O'Connell is not going to bring you into his system and say, oh, we primarily operate from the underneath the center. We're going to totally put you underneath the center.
Right.
You know he's going to put in some shotgun. You know he's going to put in some RPO system stuff for Kyler. Like, he's going to be able to have him rolling out in a pro-style offense at times. It's going to be multiples.
Yep.
I'm just hoping that Kyler goes in. I'm praying that he goes in with an open mind and more focus. If he could do that, Hardge, we might be talking about Minnesota Vikings making a deep run.
And I know that's why they made the signing, so it's important for us to pay attention to that. As always, that's the world's strongest take by the world's strongest man. When we come back, we got a lot going on the 40 acres, and we will discuss right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on that iHeartRadio app.
Craig Way knows everybody.
We're visiting with Brad Chan, voice of the Cowboys, and all I'm thinking to myself is, Reggie Jackson, you got to do a better job of asking the question.
I think it was our friend Art Haynes to whom he said that.
Yeah, because that's when he followed about, you can take your microphone and your glasses.
You can take your microphone and your glasses, and then he proceeded to tell Art what he could do with all of those things, all of which were physically impossible, even with exaggerated surgery.
Weekdays from 2 to 5 p.m.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center, Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
Northbound on I-35 from Ben White over to 7th Street, a 4-minute delay right now. That's going to take you 7 minutes. Still working this accident from earlier, northbound on 183 at Burleson Road, and Trinity Street northbound between East 5th and East 8th is closed because of South by Southwest. I'm Lee Riza, Austin Traffic.
This report is sponsored by the Texas Department of Transportation.
Hey y'all, this is Post Malone. Back in '86, Stevie Ray Vaughan inspired Texans to take pride in ending roadside litter. Don't Mess with Texas has meant don't litter for 40 years. Let's keep it up.
Brought to you by TxDOT.
Tournament time turns everyone into an elite remote control athlete. The game's on the TV, another one's on the tablet, and scores are updated on your phone. And somehow you're still yelling at the wrong screen. It's a full body workout. Good thing you got that ice cold Bud Light nearby. to keep you refreshed through every buzzer beater and every bracket buster. Because Bud Light is the official domestic beer of Texas basketball. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Please enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Meet iPhone 17e. A whole lot for a lot less. With an almighty, all-powerful A19 chip. And Ceramic Shield 2, built to survive this. And this. And the 48-megapixel fusion camera with 2x optical quality zoom and next-gen portraits. And double the starting storage of iPhone 16e. And long-lasting battery life for hours of watching the studio.
That's the dream!
And it comes with Apple Intelligence. And you can charge it with USB-C or with MagSafe accessories. And a whole lot more, all for a lot less. Get the new iPhone 17e at T-Mobile today.
Steel Hyundai & Kyle is your destination for transparent pricing and customer value, plus the Steel Standard. We add over $1,400 in protection for free. Drive home a sleek new 2026 Hyundai Elantra SE lease for just $199 a month, or upgrade to the versatile 2026 Hyundai Tucson SE lease for only $259 a month. Plus, every new Hyundai comes backed by America's Best Warranty, a 10-year, 100,000-mile, and owner assurance. Everything we do is driven by you. Steel Hyundai & Kyle or SteelHyundaiKyle.com.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
At Uline, they know firsthand the road to success is an uphill climb. Uline started in the family basement, and through hard work is now North America's most trusted shipping and industrial supplier. They get what it means to have the support of reliable, hardworking partners, so they keep 41,000 items ready to ship. Whether your company is still in a basement office or expanding cross-country, Uline will be there on your road to success. Visit uline.com.
You know you need fiber for a healthy gut, but do you actually know how to get it? Quaker's been serving up fiber since 1877, with over 100 great-tasting, good source of fiber options to choose from. Whether you like old-fashioned oats, instant oatmeal, granola, or oatmeal squares, Quaker makes it delicious. So good. Get your fiber with Quaker. Shop Quaker's good source of fiber products at a store near you.
Hey, it's Howie Mandel, and I am inviting you to witness history as me and my Howie Do It gaming team take on Gilly the King and Wallow 267's $1 million gaming right now at globalgamingleague.com. That's globalgamingleague.com. Everybody game.
Texas Stars fans, your new favorite debit card has arrived. Introducing the official Texas Stars debit card from Austin Telco Federal Credit Union. With perks like discounted tickets, a preseason meet and greet, and more. Order your Texas Stars debit card by March 31st. And you could win 4 club-level tickets to the April 17th game. Open an ATFCU True Checking or True Earnings checking account and add your card today. Visit atfcu.org/Texas Stars to learn more. Sweepstakes terms and conditions apply. Federally insured by NCUA.
Running for office means having something important to say. Radio is the most personal medium out there. Voters hear the real you, exactly the way you want to be heard. No filters, no AI, just your voice, your message. And it's 1/10 the time and cost of video. Don't just campaign. Connect with millions all over the country, even thousands in the smallest communities with radio. Call now and be on the air in just 48 hours. 844-844-iHeart. That's 844-844-iHeart.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment? That's a lie. Most timeshares can be bought online for $1. To find out what your timeshare is worth and to cancel it, call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit kit free with all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free exit info guide. 800-408-4040. That's 800-408-4040.
There's a new sale in town. Get your Texas on at Specs. Cheers to savings.
Sports Radio 1300 The Zone. Your home for the Horns.
Busy day here on the morning kickoff right here on Sports Radio AM 1300 and always free on the iHeartRadio app. Just know this, our day is not over. We will be out at Rowdy Cowboy, your newest sports bar here in Austin, Texas, well, Round Rock, Texas, north on I-35, just north of the 45 tollway. We'll be there from 2 to 6:15 with Cam Parker, myself, Mark Henry, and a host of others. Come and hang out with us and check out the newest spot in Austin, Texas.
Come on out. Bringing the title belt.
Oh, there you go. You know that. He's bringing the title belt. So, but please, let us do the show. You can look at the belt. Let us do the show and not try to interrupt the entire show the entire time by coming over to talk to him.
You got breaks for that.
We got breaks. No, I'm actually trying to work. And so that to me is why we are there. So I want to make sure that we do that. But also there's a big weekend this weekend on the 40 acres as the Texas Longhorns baseball and softball team are busy against Ole Miss. Softball, first pitch around 5:30. Baseball, first pitch around 6:30. So guess what? Parking is going to be terrible. So plan accordingly around the 40 acres. Speaking of terrible, the Big 12 basketball court during that time has been awful. Players have been slipping. They have been playing on LED glass court the entire time. I saw it during the first round of introductions, and I'm like, what in the world is going on? Well, they heard from all the players. They heard from all the coaches, and guess what? We're back to hardwood, so the court is being changed as of right now.
That is
some breaking news from Pete Thamel. The Big 12 will be changing their LED glass court for the remainder of the Big 12 conference tournament. Now, you might recall what I had to say a little bit earlier. The league had initially said in a statement, it was a profound statement. We said this whole thing is extra and unnecessary, but as long as the court played like a normal court, well, I said, fine. Well, it didn't. I will give the Big 12 credit for this. Most everyone said this was unnecessary and silly, and when it proved to be dangerous on top of all that, with people slipping all over the place, rather than being stubborn and defiant, the Big 12 is going to eat it, and they're going to punt. That's the play. Own it and move on. Boog Shambi, more context on the changing of the floor in Kansas City.
Yes, Van Pelt was right. I talked about it yesterday. I talked about it at the beginning of the tournament. I thought it was great if you're going to do it for a certain thing, but this is that Live Nation mindset behind the commissioner. He thought it would bring some flair and some excitement to the game. You know what brings flair and excitement to the game? The actual players that are participating in it. When you look at the Big 12 and you look at a Kansas, you look at Oklahoma, you look at University of Houston, you look at Arizona, and you look at Iowa State, that brings flair to the court because those are good basketball teams. We're not there to see all the glitz and glamour on the basketball court. We're there to watch those players go out there and play at a high level. I saw a couple players get injured already on that court. So there's liability that's involved in this as well. Look, we are good with certain changes. Pre-game, you can shoot pyrotechnics out the sky.
You want.
But when the game is being played,
the surface,
yes.
Listen, you know that the heat in the air, just from having so many people get in the room, that floor is going to be cooler.
Yep.
And it's going to sweat. You have people running around on a slippery floor.
Yep.
Like, it just didn't make sense. It was like somebody in television thought that up, not someone in sport.
That's exactly right. And the commissioner of the Big 12, who used to work with Live Nation, who used to be part of Jay-Z, he understands showmanship. And that's what they thought was going to be cool. It was not cool because we're there to watch the basketball game. If you want to give us a post-game concert, do that. If you want to do something on the run, not the runway, but on the place upstairs, concourse.
The concourse, mezzanine.
Go do that. All of that is great. Post-game, all of that. But when you're getting on the court and it starts to affect the performance on the court, that's a problem. If you can't slip, I mean, there's a lot of places where things are kind of rough, but you don't want to do it at these levels of excitement for these players to be able to play together.
You know what it was like? Remember about 2 years ago in the NFL at the Super Bowl, they painted on those squares in the end zones, or like on the on the midfield and on the end zone.
Yep.
And everybody kept slipping on them. So what did they do? During halftime, they came out, they took one of those grinders, and they had to grind the grass, the plastic spray off of the grass.
Right.
That never works. That's just one case of it happening.
Right.
It's happened a bunch of times. Stop doing it.
Yeah, it's been.
You'll get somebody killed.
It'll get somebody hurt for sure. What a great week. If you missed any of the things that have happened on this show, get over to the podcast page wherever you get your podcast. Don't forget, this afternoon we will be out and about. So come and hang out with us at Rowdy Cowboy in Round Rock. Exciting times, brand new spot, in a place that you will definitely want to go back time and time again. For Mark Henry, for Marcus, I'm Hardball Hardge. And don't forget this. Don't believe everything you see, because even salt looks like sugar. Peace.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas